Evening, Merry Christmas, folks. Well, technically, it's not Christmas. When does Christmas actually start? I mean, people wish people Merry Christmas, even though it's not actually Christmas. I thought you can only wish Merry Christmas once it's actually here. I don't know. Answers on a postcard. Anyway, listen, I was sitting bored, rigid, watching shite on TV, and I thought, well, I've not done a watch with Mamemeister for a wee bit. I have to warn you, you're going to get sick of the sight of me in the next couple of days. I'm on tonight, obviously. I'm going to be, I'll not be on tomorrow. I'm going to be back on Friday. It's not going to be a live one because I think, yeah, I think you can do live stuff too much. It'll be a normal waffle. And then I'm going to be on Christmas Eve. It's a later than normal. It's 9:30 on Christmas Eve. I'll be joined with Lone Boys Post 1975. And we're going to be doing our 12 favourite Christmas memories. So tune into that one. Good evening, Dale Boy, LFC, and Ox. And there's somebody else that's not talking. So anyway, without much further ado, we're going to crack on now. It's I thought since it's Christmas, we need to watch something kind of Christmas related. Now we're not watching The Grinch. That's too long, and that'll get a copyright strike. So we're going to watch a couple of Games Masters. There's one from Series 5, Episode 15. It's called Christmas Highlights Special. And then there's that infamous Season 6, Episode 9. That one with Dave Perry and what have you. You know the one we're talking about. So anyway, I could wait for a few more people to join us, but fuck them. If they're late, they're late. Good evening, Matt. How are you, mate? Good to see you, mate. Thanks for the friend request, by the way. Yeah, my Facebook got hacked, and then they decided to close my account down without any way of protesting or putting an appeal at all. And so, yeah, I lost basically lost 16 years. The camera's over there. I lost 16 years of Facebook memories, which is a complete pain in the arse. Anyway, let's. I'm gonna try two things here. I'm gonna try and share the video directly. Let me know what the quality of sounds like, because sometimes the volume can be a wee bit low. And if that doesn't work, then I'll just share the screen and have the thing playing. So let's batter on. How are things, Matt? Anyway, you'll be splitting up for the holidays shortly, mate, won't you? Right, present video file. Let's give this a go, and it's going to be right. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be. I'm not going to be doing it this way. I'm going to have to because it's not. It doesn't. StreamYard doesn't like AVI files, which is just bloody mental. Because I mean, AVI files are common files, so it's going to be a share screen. Let's have a look. How do we do this again? It's all changed. Share screen. Hopefully this is going to work. Share. Oh God, I hate this entire screen. There we go. It says that all the options have changed. We're going to go for that. We're going to do share system audio like so. And we can hide that. Right, this is Games Master Series 5, Episode 15. Let's crack on. Hopefully you can hear this all right. Let me know. Evening, Brian. I will see you tomorrow, sir. How's the sound, by the way?
A yummy Yuletide greeting to you all. Christmas comes but once a year, they say, which is quite obvious, really, if you look in the average diary. I've got a mountain of things to do here before the angels awake, so while I fiddle with this fine bird, you can feast your mince pies on the very best of Games Master. Choice archive clips from the past 5 years, a series of televisual tinsel testament to the fact that we are officially the most watched show in the history of the world. Now, if Games Master's about anything apart from me, it's about boys and girls coming in bucket loads onto the show to test their gaming prowess. This is living proof that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it witty, erudite, or physically attractive.
To the killer groove.
Right, this was meant to be a sort of Christmas special one, but we'll just crack on anyway. God, it was so much the 90s, wasn't it?
Okay, now Tim, what have you brought down for me here? My joystick. Okay, what's the challenge tonight?
It's one period on Marilyn Manson.
How do you fancy that one, Curly?
I've never even heard of it. I haven't played it.
Mega Man, is that one of your favourite games?
No, unfortunately.
And you've had slightly more experience on the game than Jason. Does that make you the favourite?
I think so, yeah. I'm going to whip his ball straight into shape.
Now, Stephen, you want to be an actor?
Yeah, going to.
Yeah. Go on then, do some acting. That's very good.
Right, she was a ginger. Bloody hell.
Anybody can see indeed.
No, I loved that game. What was it? Crazy Golf or something? I can't remember what it was called. Power Drive. Yeah, it's only when you watch it back you realise just how many double entendres he did actually put
The
in.
mouse was still a bit funny.
It was the gun. It was terrible. Controllers were.
Zany Golf, thank you, Ox.
I'm not happy with the umpire.
I think I had too many pints last night. It's the game, it's the joystick, it's the whole thing.
I agree.
Never a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog.
5 games that shaped the games industry is Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive. It defined the whole platform genre. Mario, I hear you shout. Well, the thing with Mario was, playable though it was, the graphics were not that much of a progression from the old days of the C64 and the Spectrum. Sonic was the first example of what the new 16-bit consoles could do. It looked great, it ran super fast, and it sparked a whole market boom. Apart from the glorious graphics and speed, the beauty of Sonic was its simplicity. Anyone could pick it up and play it, but if you gave it time, you had to be really good to master it. And a recent survey proved that amongst children, Sonic is the third best known personality in the world, behind Michael Jackson and Mickey Mouse. Sonic is definitely the daddy of the console boom, and he deserves respect.
I can hear fumblings upstairs. That must be the angels stirring themselves, which means any minute now they'll burst in and demand I give them one of their presents. Only a couple of minutes left for me to finish with the vegetables. And we've had lots of young people in the consultation zone since the show began. Games Master, the venerable sage stroke mainstay of my show, has borne them all with a patient shrug. But even he can only take so much, and at times the strain has showed.
Yes, it is Christmas. And even I sometimes feel like
Evening, Graham.
wallowing in nostalgia.
How are you, buddy?
Hello, young scamp. Let me guess. You've got a problem.
On the Adams Family on the Super Nintendo, I just can't get anywhere at all. Can you help me?
What a pitiful plea.
How can I destroy the dust bag?
Foolish boy.
It was never. They never played.
Master.
Oh dear, oh dear.
They never played computer games, unfortunately,
Hello,
Ox.
Games Master.
It was
On
all
Zelda 3,
Mega
Zelda
Drive
3,
SNES.
Zelda 3, Zelda 3, Zelda 3, Zelda 3.
Never played any
Frankly, young
sensible
man,
soccer either,
that
which
sort of
was a
question
bit of
offends
a
my intellect
travesty.
and doesn't deserve to be asked.
Hello, Games Master. I am having trouble with my soggy flange.
Hello, Mauricia. How good of you to pay me a visit. Good Lord, what are you doing up here? Well, Loney.
A large cock.
Oh, yeah, that's more like it. Next, let's party.
They might have played the odd Amiga game.
Antonin.
Yeah, but not much.
Good Lord. How terribly upsetting. Right.
Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo created an entire new genre for the beat-em-up fan. Special moves like the fireball had been unseen before. It created a new learning curve in respect that special moves themselves are very difficult to perform. That meant even the most hardened of game player had a lot to learn in the game. Street Fighter 2 also created the genre of beat-em-ups such as Mortal Kombat and Virtua Fighters. And even today we're seeing Virtua Fighters 2 extend the life of what must have been.
Yeah,
the
I've
most
watched
hardest, best game that
Funky
was ever
Spectrum's
created.
review of Dominic
Hands up to
Diamond.
Street Fighter 2. It
It
was
is bloody
bittery
good.
at its best.
Unable to resist the lure of my gleaming baubles, the angels have come down and are adding the final decorative touches to this Christmas scene. Merry Christmas, girls.
Merry Christmas.
Now, it's no secret that I only accept the lavish wages that come with the show, so I can slap famous boys heartily on the back and flirt shamelessly with famous, attractive ladies, often with fantastic success.
Prince Nazim before he got fat. Ricky?
This is very nice, actually.
Apparently Vinnie Jones was the person that was on most because he would do anything for money.
When they came on the show, Take That were spotty nobodies. I personally launched them onto the road to fame, and have they thanked me? No, except for Robbie, who I got engaged to earlier on this year. In a bizarre prediction of their future, the boys furiously fought each other on Super Bomberman.
Right, boys, now I know that all of you like a little waggle now and again, but come clean, who is the best games player in Take That?
Obviously me.
Pick up.
Well, as it turned out, the very thin Gary died first.
Oh, no, someone's gone blue.
A pre-dreadlocked Howard died next. And cute Mark followed soon after, leaving Robbie and Jason to fight it out.
It's a stalking game now. It's all about thinking and trapping your opponent.
This is getting very tense here. The crowd's going, so Jason's died and Robbie is the winner!
Next up, Jimmy White, the toppest bloke in the world of green bays. He had to
I actually saw him in Edinburgh about 2 weeks ago. Walked past him in Rose Street of all places.
While still having less hair than
Quite a short bloke.
This is glorious queuing action.
Ryan goes in. The computer's got himself in a bit of a difficult one with the blue there.
That's right.
Got an extra kiss on it.
Not much of a whirlwind going on that Mega Drive.
Lines up the blue, yes, the blue is in.
Shot. Jimmy's
And now they're both
here.
on the pink. It's level pegging the computer and Jimmy. Yes, the
Oh,
pink's in one
perfect
more.
shot. It's got a
And
really
the
tricky black
computer
here.
is possible, both on the black. Can Jimmy do it? He's gone for the treble.
the black.
Gets a double kiss on it.
Oh, just misses it.
The computer's about to take the shot. This is going to be desperately close. Jimmy sinks in. He's done it. Now we move on to Vic Reeves, officially the second funniest man ever to grace the show, who came on to shamelessly plug Comic Relief, officially the second unfunniest thing ever. Vic's challenge involved trying to protect the
Oh
sleepwalking
god, that's a
little
bloody
kid from
horrendous
vengeful
game, that.
snake.
Absolutely impossible.
Nice one.
Now hit the snake, otherwise Lee's going to get hit
Hit the snake. Get the snake, Vic. Get the snake. Oh, no. Bad luck, sir. It was very poor.
I feel it's very poor indeed, and I can only apologise to the little boy in his toga and return to my Kaplunk and Airfix kit.
Listen, Vic, what was the problem with the snakes there?
I've always feared snakes. Anybody who breathes through the tongue,
Like that.
anybody like that, has got something wrong with them.
When Hacksaw Jim Duggan came on to Series 2, he was living proof that although the WWF might be totally rigged, the mental imbalance of its participants is all too real.
But I flew all the way over here this morning especially to play this game, and these folks don't want to play this game. A matter of fact, I don't think I want to talk to you anymore out here, so let me make it fair and square. I've got one thing in mind, and that's to play some games, and I'm going to play. Here I come. This way. Here I come every time. How about
Good evening, Stephen.
Where am I going to find somebody? Yo, go.
Oh, he's found someone. Round of applause for our brave volunteer.
But there is no doubt.
Somehow I
in
don't
my
think you'd
mind
get away with that
who my
nowadays.
favourite celebrity guest of all time is. It's sad, it's heterosexually predictable, but it was Jay Dean who showed us every inch of her personality on Alpine Racer. Okay, then, like I say, we've got about one.
Jay Dean, who the hell's that? Oh, she was in Don't Forget Your Toothbrush.
Cannot afford
That's
to miss a game.
quite
Missed
foxy, if
one
I remember
gate there.
rightly.
8 seconds left. We can see the end in sight, though, Coach. She might just do this.
I'm
Yeah.
worried about her progress, but there is a small, very small chance that she'll pull it off.
This is it. One more gate to go through. 3, 2. She's got to go through the skate. 1-0 now. She can get to the finishing line before it stops. She's through the finishing line. Jay Dean has got the challenge.
Possibly the most important games release of 1994, Seventh Guest both stunned and confused
Evening,
gamers
Colin.
all over the world with its combination of non-linear gameplay and stunning graphics. Stripped bare, it's basically just a combination of mind-bending puzzles, but as a whole, it's a gothic games playing experience.
Bring him here!
With its high-quality rotoscope graphics and full-motion,
Good evening, Alex.
Seventh Guest showed gamers something they had never seen before, and it gave them a taste of what programmers could really achieve on the
That
new
was actually quite a
CD-ROM
scary
format.
game.
It could
At
be
least it
blamed for
was when I
sparking the
played
whole
it.
PC boom, actually. Now, some of you might say, Doom, why isn't Doom in our top 5? Well, Doom came along on the crest of the PC wave, but Seventh Guest was there at the ripple.
Now, before we dine
I
on this
disagree with you there, mate.
banquet, I'd just like to say thank you to all you for sending in your Christmas cards. Remember, there is a prize for everyone I read out. This is a particularly lovely one. Dearest Dominic, Merry Christmas to you and the Games Master team. Remember, this is a time when we should think of those less fortunate than ourselves. Lots of love, Princess Diana. Oh, P.S. I told you I'd keep your name out of that panorama programme. Coming up in part 2, more choice slices from the history of Games Master, plus some clips from Series 3. Back in a minute.
I have, Alex. I think it's quite hard reading. It's not a kind of book that you could sit and read in one sort of sitting. It's a kind of pick it up, read a wee bit and put it down. Yeah, I got it a couple of weeks ago.
Gunpoint. However, there was one costume which was even worse. For Series 3, the producer made me shrink, wear a boiler suit, don an unruly black wig, and speak in a barely believable Cockney accent.
All right, Games Master.
Hello and welcome to the all-new thumb-numbing joystick thrashing Games Master.
He's done all right for himself, top producer.
That means Sadie wins the Games Master. Golden joystick. You good at it? No problem. No trouble. You're gonna win? No problem. You're not scared of him? No problem. Okay.
Was it 6 o'clock on a Thursday, if I remember rightly?
No problem. Yeah.
God, he's an irritating bastard.
And welcome to Games Master Team Championship. Now, we've got 2 teams left battling out for a place in our championship semi-final. 3 more teams are going to be battling out for a place in our championship semi-final. Macho Man Randy Savage battling out on the challenge.
The following interview technique is called Repeat Everything Anyone Says.
Oh, thrash everyone.
I showed Mum a rerun of Mamemeister playing Games Master on his channel. She said you look like brothers. I look like Dominic Diamond.
Nothing yet. I'm the Don, mate. I am the Don. You are the Don. When it comes to computer games, I'm the Don. Have you got a computer then? No, I haven't got a computer. You haven't got a computer? I'm the Don then. Keep watching, all right.
Yeah, he did the, I think, was it Sunshine and Leith as well, Matt? I think, if I remember
I
rightly.
want to say to you, Derek, and that's we're simply the best.
My name's Dexter, actually.
Derek.
Ridge Racer sparked off the 32-bit generation with a bang. It was the first game that many people had seen on the PlayStation, thanks to it being packaged with the import version, and it was more than impressive. It was a yardstick by which all 32-bit games.
That was phenomenal. Getting to see that on your TV for the first time.
And it
Amazing.
moved around huge sprites at such a rate that you could not believe. We finally had what we could play in the arcades in your own home. Thanks to its graphics and its incredible rave music throughout, it was more a multimedia experience and therefore was interesting even to people who have not previously considered a console or to play games. It truly marked the birth of the next generation machine and the next generation game.
Next corner's up. In our review section, we've seen more atrocious games than a Crystal Palace season ticket holder. However, that's still no excuse.
I actually got Rick Henderson popping up as somebody I may know on Facebook. He's obviously looking a bit older now, but anyway, aren't we all?
Yes, it's time for Games Master's top 5 worst reviewer haircuts. At 5, it's Julian Rigdor's 1993 Dead Skunk look. Don't try this at home, kids.
I've tried to get him on the channel multiple times and he just ignores me.
Number 4 is John Davidson's Is He a Man or a Woman? Heavy metal perm curtain effect.
Just avoid it like the plague.
The bizarrely named Radeon Automatic is number 3. Radeon sports the infamous I can only afford half a haircut style.
The fuck is he all about?
At number 2, Peter Scott for his profoundly disturbing shredded wheat in a thunderstorm look.
It's about as much fun to play with as a box of used tissue.
But the undisputed number 1 is Julian Riggo's 1992 effort, a gigantic structure blending several bad haircuts into one horrendous whole. Top work, Julian.
It's not the sort of game that I'd rush out and buy.
As I lurch gracefully to the door edge, here's a light. My TV debut took place on Tuesday the 7th of January 1992. I still find it hard to accept that the soft, smiley, pathetic creep that graced the screen was actually me.
Thank you very much and welcome to Games Master, television's first ever video game magazine show, especially designed for people out there who find Pictionary pointless and Kaplunk a waste of marbles. So, if you've ever dazzled your local arcade inhabitants with your hard-driving prowess, or simply enjoyed a waggle of your joystick in the privacy of your own bedroom, this is the show you've been gagging for.
Oh, come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. For 1992's Christmas show, I demonstrated hitherto unknown talents as I led the audience in a Sinatra-threatening rendition of Oh, Come All Ye Faithful.
Ding dong.
Well, we're off now, but may peace descend upon all your homes this Yuletide season. And don't forget the Christmas spirit. Be nice to your elders, eat your greens, and most of all, Christmas is forgiving. A technical fault in Series 3's Team Championship final meant that the team who looked like they would have won, didn't. The more astute of you might be able to detect a twinge of disgruntlement in their post-challenge chat.
Liam, do you want to say anything? No, I'm not surprised. No. No, well, we're stunned at the submission. So we're going to give him a Games Master golden joystick at least. Don't you think that's the least we can do? Yeah.
Oh, I bet that made them happy. Young Martin Mathers had the length of the show to play straight through Virtua Cop,
Did he
achieving
not
the
go into
maximum score.
Games
In a
World?
hair-raising finale, Martin
As
reached
one of
the end of
the,
level
I
boss
can't remember what they were
just
called,
seconds
one
to
of the
go before we were
professionals.
forced off air.
Come on, Martin! Well, this trigger finger
He
action
was
is really
pretty
tight,
cool though.
Martin. You can
Played
see
2
how
games
slow he
of
is now, whereas before he was firing bullets into the enemy.
Virtua Cop
Now
at
he's
once.
much slower.
Come on, Martin, only a couple more clicks left. We're getting dangerously close to the end of
Of course, he's not.
transmission.
He won't have finished this challenge if he doesn't do it in time. That's
That's it. He's put up the
Helicopter's
bus.
gone.
Let's see what the score is. Has he got the maximum? And the maximum score, yes,
Done it.
9,999,999. Martin has done it. That's it. That's all we've got time for. No time for a formal presentation. So, oi, Martin, well done, mate.
During Series 4, contestants Lee and David seemed less concerned with their challenge than they did with their own personal bickering about their bizarre romantic lives.
Right, Lee, we'll start with you. Before the show, we said to you, who's your favourite babe? And you said Emma. Now, who is Emma?
It's just someone I know, and I ain't seen her. Nothing, it's just someone I know.
You're not seeing it. She's not a girlfriend of that.
No, she is. She ain't.
Oh, she is a girlfriend.
Yeah, she is. Like your 12-year-old girlfriend.
Shut up! That was a lie. That was a lie. That was a lie. Forget about that. That was an accident.
He was
that was
dancing
an
with this
accident.
12-year-old
That was
girl.
an accident.
Accident. She's about that tall.
That was an accident. No, that ain't fair. That ain't fair.
I don't think we need to do the challenge. I think we should just time you guys arguing.
Well, this is an unexpected addition to our chart because Mario 64 isn't even out yet, but already it's being heralded as a game that could reshape the way the industry thinks. The Ultra 64 is
How
the
can
only
he
machine
comment
that could
because he
possibly
did say that he
foreshadow
never
the
actually
rise
plays
of the
games that
Saturn
have never
and the
officially been
PlayStation
released?
This Christmas. And Nintendo have been very brave. They've used Mario, their main icon. Even Sega didn't dare use Sonic in their early next generation games.
No surprise,
The
I've
game
never
itself
actually
is
completed
notable.
Mario
It's
64,
not an
but
arcade
it
conversion.
is
It's actually
an
a
incredible
whole new
game.
being developed specifically for playing in your front room and emphasizes Nintendo's target, which is the family unit.
Like the cut of my trousers, some things defy categorization. So before we go, here's a pick and mix of Games Master moments proving we are the last bastion of variety entertainment.
Thank you. All right, settle down. Yes, it's New Year's Eve on the Games Playing Resort, the one night of the year I can shed my red coat garb and slip into something a bit more feminine. Welcome to Games Master. I used to think all light entertainment shows were the same, but then again, I used to like records before I discovered CDs. Scott, plank. Dola, plank. George, you came so very, very close, but ultimately, plank. And let's go through these flowers first of all, because they're not nearly blokey enough. My mother is a massive athletics fan, big fan of all three years. Could you give her a quick wave in the camera 3 there? That's to Paula. All right, excellent. Great. If you don't mind, guys, just giving her a quick little wave to my mum, Paula. Hello, Paula. Hi. That is brilliant. If you could just give a little wave to her in camera 3 to Paula. Hello, Paula.
Paula.
Let loose, go into the cage.
Who the hell are they?
Now, is it true at the tender age of 13 you did social anthropology at Oxford University?
No.
Pants, actually.
Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough.
You starting? Well, heaven's festivities are nearly over, and soon the angels and I will be safely tucked up in bed once more. That also signals the end of our Christmas rumble through Games Master's large historical sack. And here's to 5 more years of adding to your television jollies and my vintage car collection. We'll be back at the same time next week, but even funnier. And remember, life is a lot like Christmas. Your mate always gets the bigger bike. God bless.
That's true.
Oh, pants. And don't forget, next week we'll be announcing the winner of our Next Generation What is Dominic's Favourite Game of All Time competition. So now you know.
Humbug.
Right, okay, that was season 5, and we'll round this transmission off with the Christmas special episode 9. This was series 6. So hold on to your joysticks. Let's go. Apparently Dominic Diamond only met Sir Patrick Moore on the very, once he'd finished recording the very last episode, they met each other in the car park.
And it says, Dear Dominic, what I want to know is, you know your co-commentators, do they really know about video games? Please could you conjure up some Christmas video games quiz to test the lead in their gaming knowledge pencils? Well, Charlie, seeing as you've phrased it in such an eloquent and heartfelt fashion, we feel honour bound to comply with your request with the Games Master Christmas Quiz. Okay, like I said, it is the Games Master Christmas Quiz. We're going to have 4 rounds to test our co-commentators' gaming knowledge metal. At the end of those 4 rounds, the 2 co-commentators who have amassed the highest score will go on to a playoff. I suppose I should quite literally introduce our contestants. All of them firm favourites for you back at home. We start with Mr. Kirk Ewing, a former lingerie model for Miss Selfridge. Kirk names his interests as taunting people shorter than himself and leech breathing.
Quite liked him, actually.
Welcome to the show, Kirk.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck in the show.
Apparently they're still good mates.
We now move on to Mr. Derek Lynch. And I didn't know this before the show started.
He just
Derek
laughs
Lynch used
constantly.
to be a robotic dancer. Why did you stop, Derek?
Went out of fashion.
Right. Was it ever in fashion? Was it not a lot? Was it not a kind of like?
Hey, the days of body popping. Oh, great days.
Okay, Rick Henderson. Rick, tell us about your.
Never mind the
mascot
bloody
there.
Retro Man Cave interview. He mentioned it in my interview, Matt.
You'd rather-
I'll have you know. That was before Retro Man Cave interviewed him. That was the first.
For this early even time slot. And finally, we have Dave Perry now. What is there to say about Dave that he hasn't told us himself many times? He is the self-proclaimed games animal. His ambition is to front the television show about video games that totally destroys Games Master. I wouldn't have thought that'd be too difficult, Dave.
No, I don't think it will be either. It's only a matter of time.
Who would present that show, Dave?
Oh, well, I think that would probably be me.
Well, I'm sure that comes as a surprise to all of us. Okay, then, we've introduced our 4 contestants.
Apparently they did kind of hate each other at that point. Although Dominic did say he felt that they did bully him.
All day. Could I have them now, please? Thank you very much, girls. It's quite literally scalding warm, this. Okay, I have the questions, and in a radical break with tradition, we are going to begin with round 1. Hey, it's the picture board. We start with Mr. Dave Perry. Dave, pick a number between 1 and 4,
You
please.
cunt.
1.
Okay, who is this wee fella?
Mario.
Indeed, it is. That is absolutely correct. Is Mario sporting his invincibility suit in the new Mario 64 game? For a bonus question, Dave, what colour are Mario's overalls normally?
Red.
They are blue, exactly.
Oh,
As
there
a
you go.
red vest. Is that 2 colours you would wear together? Blue and well, sorry. Dave. Does that work as a colour mix, Dave?
It's very in.
Okay.
Very in at the moment.
That's good. We'll take Dave's word for that. That's 2 sets of 2 points today. Perry, 4 points then. Rick Henderson. Pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Who is this buxom wench?
Jade.
Killer Instinct. That's all I know.
No. Her name is actually Orchid, from a very small, unknown game called Killer Instinct that was last year's Christmas #1.
I never heard of it.
Mr. Derek Lynch. Right, Derek, pick a number between 1 and 4, as long as it's 2 or 4.
4.
Thank you, Derek. Okay, who is this little urchin?
Pass.
Pass. It was actually Andy from Heart of Darkness, Derek. Right,
2.
Finally.
2.
Who is that man? Bit of a retro one.
Jet Set Willie.
That looks a lot like your dad.
If only I knew who he was.
I don't know. I don't know. His head's down the toilet. How am I meant to know?
You're going to kick yourself.
Yeah.
A very, very famous game cassette cover from yesteryear, Jet Set Willie.
Oh, I would have known if he'd had his head out.
It was back in the days of the Z-Expert, and the Z-Expert and also Commodore 64, if I remember correctly. So, Kirk, you end with 0 points at all.
I knew all the others.
So then, it's we've got a bit of a clear division, I think, in the first round, but let's have the scores confirmed from Games Master.
Hello and a Merry Christmas. I hate to ruin the festive spirit, but I do get to say that at the end of round 1, Rick Henderson, Derek Lynch, and Kirk Ewing all had 0, with the sole point scorer being Dave Perry with 4. Pitiful.
Now we move on to round 2, a succinctly named round, which is called Tell Us Quite Literally What Happens After the Wee Bit of Clip You Have Seen. We're going to begin with Rick. This time, Rick, take a look at this clip. Okay, Rick, Earthworm Jim there, what
Shoots a
happens
fridge and
next?
it propels a cow.
He shoots a cow into the air.
How does the cow end up in the air?
He basically drops the fridge onto a springboard system.
That's fine. Yep, that's more than enough, Rick. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Let's have a look and see if you're correct. Yes, there we have it. There goes the cow. It's officially launched. That's 2 points to Mr. Rick Henderson there. We move on to Derek Lynch. Derek, take a look at this clip. Okay, Derek. I thought we gave quite a lot away in that one. Someone opens the door, runs down a corridor. Derek,
Dogs jump through the window.
I guess he continues running, and some kind of beast comes out and grabs her, attacks her.
I'm going to give you 1 point for that. I will throw open, and I really missed the Kirk Ewing. Very, very quick on your finger there. I'm going to give Derek 1 point. Kirk, you can get the total 2 if you tell me exactly what happens.
Mutant zombie comes out with a shotgun, and the guy blasts his brains out over the floor, causing a very nice wiry pattern on the walls.
Very, very good. Absolutely wrong. Let's roll a clip and find out exactly what happened. See, it's a dog.
Dog, it's the dog.
Not a zombie. 2 dogs. Kirk, take a look at this clip.
Okay.
Monkey pisses on him once he's killed him.
Okay, a little bit of fighting there from Primal Rage. What happened next?
Well, great, isn't it? Just great, because I don't know the answer. I mean, obviously, it's going to be some fantastic death moving the rhino, but I'd like to say the monkey.
That's not bad. I'm going to give you 1 for that, actually.
Yeah.
But who's flashing there? Rick, yes, Rick. What happened next?
The monkey turns around and emits a huge gaseous vapor. I think is the right word.
Dave's shaking his head there. Let's roll a clip and find out what happened. Okay, so the dinosaur is about to kind of fall over there. The monkey decides, I am going to
he pisses on him.
do a toilet function upon my fallen victim. Okay, the final clip in What Happened Next goes to you, Dave. Take a look. Tell us what happened. Okay, the very, very familiar, very, very famous Sonic the Hedgehog there running to the edge of the screen, standing under a tree. What happens next, Dave?
Dr. Robotnik comes in and Sonic has to destroy him.
No, I'm going to throw that open, actually. Yes, Derek.
I guess he's going to jump up and hit the coconuts, and coconuts fall down.
Incorrect as well, actually. No, not even close. Let's roll a clip and see what happens. Okay, so Sonic gets to the end of the level, pauses by the tree, a Japanese guy in a black and white wig jumps out of the crate and someone shoots someone with their eyes and it all explodes. It was... Okay, at the end of round 2 then, let's go Games Master for the scores.
Dave is still in the lead with 4 points, but mercifully, the others are putting themselves together. Rick has staggered to an underwhelming 2 points, while Derek and Kirk have 1 apiece.
So, with the scores rocketing through the roof here, we're going to take a short break for some fantastic commercials there. During the break, just think about this for a little bit. Why has Derek Lynch got a rabbit for his mascot? We'll be back in a minute. It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid. It's Christmas time where we let in light and we banish shade. That was Live Aid. This is Games Master, the Christmas quiz. We have our 4 co-commentators taking part in top quiz-related action as we go into round 3. Oh, I feel like Magnus Magnusson. Yes, just like the quiz show popularised by the old Icelandic cheeky monkey, we've asked each of our contestants to nominate a specialist subject. They will get 45 seconds on that subject. Let's have the first contestant. Your name is Derek Lynch. You were born in Harlesden, and your specialist subject is Namco Arcade Beat-em-Ups, 1990 to 1996. You have 45 seconds, Mr. Lynch, and your time begins now. Tekken 2, which character is reportedly based on the Japanese martial arts star Jackie Chan?
Lei Wulong.
Correct. What form of martial arts is practiced by Bayek?
Taekwondo.
Correct. Again, Tekken 2, at the end of a one-player game, who's the final opponent a player faces?
Kazuma.
The Devil. Tekken 2
Kazuya.
includes... Okay, I'll accept that. Tekken 2 includes animal as well as human fighters. What is the name of the kangaroo?
Roger.
Correct. Whose home stage is a church?
King.
Correct. Which character sports a series of tattoos?
Paul.
No, Bruce Irvin. In arcade mode, there's a hidden option which allows the player to fight... Our status all finished. In a first-person view. The player's selected character appearing as a wireframe. True or false?
True.
True.
Correct. At the end of that round, Mr. Lynch, you have scored 6 points and you have passed on none. Thank you. Let's have the next contestant, please. Mr. Kirk-Ewing, you were born in Drumnadrocket, and your specialist subject is...
That is a real place, by the way, folks.
Related to the letter P.
It's up near
You have
Inverness.
45 seconds on your specialist subject, and your time begins now. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peckers. Why?
Because he's a...
Correct. What flightless black and white Arctic fowl, which gives its name to a famous chocolate bar, an enemy of Batman, and a brand of paperbacks, does Mario have to return to his parents on the snow level of Mario 64? And here's a clue. It looks like this.
Puffin.
Correct. The rudimentary tennis game is considered by many to be the first true video game. What is it?
Pong.
Correct. What game featured the character Peter Perfect?
Pap.
Super Knockout. What does the B button do? I've started, so I'll finish. What does the B button do on FIFA Soccer on the Mega Drive?
Pass.
Correct. At the end of that round, Mr. Ewing, you scored 4 points. You said some rude words, but you passed on none. Let's have the next contestant, please. Mr. David Perry, you were born in Torquay, and your specialist subject is the life and times of the Street Fighter arcade game. You have 45 seconds on your specialist subject, and that time begins now. When you finish Street Fighter 2 with Ken, what happens to Ken?
He gets the girl and goes off into the sunset.
Correct. When you beat an opponent without taking a hit, what congratulatory message appears on the screen?
Perfect.
Correct. The bonus stage on Street Fighter 2 involves players destroying a car. Which 2 characters can destroy it the fastest?
Eddie Honda.
Yes.
And Ken if you use a Dragon Punch. Or Chun-Li with the 100 kick.
Yes, correct. Point for that. Which character practices the art of yoga?
Yoga is Dalsim.
Correct. So at the end of that round, Mr. Dave Perry, you have 4 points and you passed on none. Let's have our final contestant, please. Mr. Rick Henderson, you were born in London's glitzy West End, and your specialist subject is football management simulations in 1986 to 1996. Your 45 seconds begins now.
Kevin
Who wrote the
Toms.
classic ZX Spectrum game Football Manager? Kevin Toms. Correct. Kevin Toms had a beard. True or false?
True, and a very nice.
Correct. This beard was cack. True or false?
It was a dreadful beard.
Correct. Which company released the game Player Manager 2?
Anko.
Correct. In which football game is Clive Tilsley the in-game commentator?
Championship Manager 2.
Correct. Sensible world of soccer. To the nearest 5,000, how many club players are there?
Over 100,000, probably.
No,
I should imagine.
25,000. At the end of that round, Mr. Hennison, you've scored 5 points, passed on none, and have a fine beard. Let's go up to Games Master and find out what the scores are now.
Dave holds the lead with 8 points, but Rick and Derek now have 7 points each, while Kirk continues to languish in the rear with a miserable 5.
Right, we're now going into our penultimate round. 4 viewers in Drum the Drocket. That means there's 2 left. We are calling this penultimate round Don't Shoot Too Soon. Before we go into it, though, let's prepare ourselves for a festive feature type situation. Japan and Britain, 2 separate cultures, half a world apart, linked by one thing, anoraks. Here in Japan, they call them otaku. The word refers to any hobby that borders on the obsessive, but this is Games Master after all, so there was one group of otaku I was contractually obliged to meet. Unfortunately, this meant getting up eye-baggingly early on a Sunday morning. It's midday on a Sunday in downtown Tokyo. Most of us would be asleep, but the video game otaku have assembled for a costume party where they dress up as their favourite video games characters. I've decided to get into the spirit, and I've come as everyone's favourite from Street Fighter 2, Fat Sumo Bloke, Eddie Honda. These costume parties are a tragically regular occurrence in Tokyo. Hundreds of teenage punters shun the daylight and huddle inside clubs to get down with like-minded weirdos. Some people actually buy their costumes, with prices ranging from 400 to 600 quid. The idea being to garner as much attention as possible, with cash prizes going to the grooviest threads. Well, obviously in Japan I am an enormous celebrity as well, and because of this they've actually asked me to be a judge on the competition to see who's got the best costume. So I've got to look for a costume that's very big, very extravagant, someone who's put a lot of time and effort into it. So I'm going to have a little wee wander now. Have a look. I don't know if you can tell, but this guy's wearing a pair of pants on his head. He's got a pair of pants. Excellent. Top one there. Nice one, mate. Sorted.
Hello.
Make sure that you can get in and out of a costume, okay? Okay, this is my runner-up for the best costume. It's a lovely costume, but I used to have a carpet in this material when I was younger, and I'd find it a bit unsettling. Okay, but very good. Very good. Yes, after hours of grueling analysis and some costumes that were obviously from bizarre Japanese games I'd never heard of, I came to my decision and wrapped my rapidly eroding credibility around me like a shield and took to the stage. Excuse me. Predictably, my newfound Japanese buddies didn't miss the opportunity to take the mick out of my strange foreign ways. Okay. I speak no Japanese. Other prizes were handed out to people who took the whole thing a bit too seriously, but in the end, I went for the simpler, more minimalist approach. That's my girl. The otaku partied long into the afternoon, but I, having met the girl of my dreams, did what any normal man would do. I gave her my holiday washing to clean. Our final round works thus: 90 seconds of general video games questions. At the end of this round, we will lose the 2 co-commentators with the 2 lowest scores at the moment. These scores are so close, anybody could still get through, even Kirk. So best of luck, everyone. Your 90 seconds begins now. What was the catchphrase of the game character Earthworm Jim? Ewing Drum the Drocket.
Groovy.
Correct. How did Jim come to have such superpowers? Ewing Drum the Drocket.
A suit fell on him from outer space.
Correct. Listen to this soundtrack. What game does it come from?
Donkey Kong
Terry
Country.
Torquay.
Donkey Kong Country.
Correct. What am I? I'm a green-friendly dinosaur. I have a long tongue which I can use to suck eggs
Yoshi.
in. Ewing, drum the rocket.
Yoshi.
Correct, Mario's friend. The sequel to the best-selling PC game Jeff Crammond's Grand Prix is called what?
Grand Prix 2.
Ewing, drum the rocket.
Grand Prix 2.
Correct. What is the Mega Drive called in America?
Genesis.
Perry, Torquay.
Genesis.
Correct. What is the Super Nintendo known as in Japan? Henderson. From West
Super
End.
Famicom.
The Super Famicom. Correct. And that is our last question. So let's go for the Games Master to find out the scores.
There are winners and there are losers. And at the end of that round, I'm afraid Rick and Eric fall into that latter category with 7 and 8 points respectively. Dave continued to hold the lead with 10 points. But miraculously, Kirk has managed to earn himself a place in the final with 9 points in total.
Okay, so while we say a fond farewell to Derek and Rick, let's find out the next round that Kirk and Dave are going to be playing. It's the grand final. Let's peer inside Games Master's Yuletide log.
It is Christmas, and what better way to finish than having a final playoff between the two leaders on the first snow level of Mario 64. The two co-commentators.
That is a absolute bastard of a level, I have to say.
Slide in the fastest time possible, while trying desperately not to skid off to oblivion. Good luck.
And so it all bows down to this final dramatic confrontation. With me in the commentary box for this Christmas special is Games Master presenter Mr. Dominic Diamond. Welcome, Dominic. Thank you very much, Dominic. Now, Dominic, at this point, you usually ask the co-commentator an amusing question to start off. Well, I don't think there's any need for that tonight, is there? No, you are quite correct, Dominic. Let's move on to the game. What tips have you got? Well, remember, it's a very tricky track here, Dominic. What I would do, I'd make sure you finish it because some of these turns are very tight indeed. Okay, thank you very much, Dominic. The challenge then is whoever can get to the bottom of the Cool Mountain course in the quickest time will walk away with our special Christmas quiz joystick. If both competitors...
Dominic Diamond did admit that it was a complete setup. They deliberately picked a game that was that he'd never played. And he did admit that he felt sorry about it. He said they bullied him.
Terribly difficult there. Remember, you can see things like the number of coins and all that on the screen. That's not important. All that matters is the time, and if he can get to the bottom. He has been going just now for 13, 14, 15 seconds now. It's a very good start, Dominic. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, yes, I definitely agree, Dominic. He's taking a nice easy, but he's off there.
He's done all right.
He's lasted for 20 seconds. 20.65 to be precise. Kirk, please make way for Dave.
Just look at Dave's face. You can tell that he's never played it. He looks extremely pissed off.
Your time begins now. And off Dave goes. Okay, he's down the slippery slope there. We're just coming up to the first turn here. Again, now it's a tactic there, Dave. Some might say cowardly, some might say clever. He is literally staying on his bottom and trying to last as long as he can. But I don't think it's one. He tries to play conservative. A good tactic, but he lasts for 13.35 seconds. That means
it was awkward to watch back in the day, though, I have to say. But...
Okay, guys, let's start with you, Kirk. Congratulations, first of all. Interesting way you handled this quiz, Kirk. Abysmal at the start, from 0 to hero at the end. I didn't even think that time was a very good time.
No, it was a rotten time, let's be honest.
Now, on to you, Dave. Now, you have actually said on the show you are the greatest games player in Britain. What happened? What went wrong?
Well, I think I've been set up fairly badly here today.
Right. And in particular, what reason?
I think having a final game where one player owns the game in the machine and one player doesn't isn't in the interests of fair play.
Okay, then. So what you're saying, Dave, is the biggest game of this year. You haven't played much.
It's not released till next year. I'll play it next year when it's released in this country.
Okay, you are a journalist. We can get it on import.
Not a journalist. I'm a marketing manager.
Right. Okay, then. And you don't have a book coming out about, games and anything like that, no?
About beat 'em ups.
About beat 'em up games. So we're not seeing Zagreb at all here, Dave, is what you're trying to say.
No, we're not. We're seeing somebody just saying he's been set up.
Okay, then. And on that bombshell, let's award the Golden Games Master Joystick to the new Games Animal, Mr. Kirk Ewing. Okay, so from
me and the Mermaids and Rick and
Just
Derek.
watch Dave. He kind of
wish you
stands
again,
back.
Kurt
He kind of
and,
distances
even
himself. Look
Dave.
at him.
I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I'd like to leave you with this question. Why do we only get one Christmas, but 5 Nolan sisters? Merry Christmas!
Did you know that before making a speech at Christmas, the Queen checks out the Gamesmaster webpage? Now you do.
And there we have it, folks. That is it. That's 2 Games Master. That's quite enough for one evening. I will be back with a Friday Waffle on Friday. It will be pre-recorded, and I'll be along on Christmas Eve with Lawn Boys Post 1975 at 9:30. So listen, guys, have a great rest of the week, and I will hopefully catch you later. As always, thank you very much for watching. See you.